Terrorism financing remains one of the most complex challenges facing the global security apparatus today. It involves the methods through which terrorist groups fund their operations, including attacks, recruitment, and propaganda efforts. This intricate web of financial support utilizes both legitimate and illicit means, exploiting the vulnerabilities within international financial systems to sustain their destructive activities. Understanding and curtailing these financial pipelines is crucial for preventing terrorism and enhancing global security. Terrorism financing is the process by which terrorist organizations fund their operations. This can be achieved through a variety of mechanisms, ranging from state sponsorship to self-financing via criminal activities. Terrorist groups often rely on a combination of methods to secure a steady flow of funding, which may include direct support from sympathetic governments, donations from individuals and entities, profits from businesses, and proceeds from criminal enterprises. State sponsorship is one of the more straightforward yet politically sensitive sources of funding, where governments provide financial, logistical, or military support to groups, often to further their own geopolitical interests. This type of support can be challenging to counter due to the legal and diplomatic protections that state actors enjoy. Charitable organizations have also been exploited by terrorist groups to funnel money under the guise of humanitarian aid. These organizations can be entirely fictitious, or they can be legitimate entities that have been infiltrated and manipulated to misdirect funds to support terrorist activities. The integration of terrorism into the world of crime provides substantial revenue through activities like drug trafficking, kidnapping for ransom, extortion, and smuggling. These high-profit ventures offer a reliable funding stream that is difficult to trace and intercept. Additionally, legitimate businesses may serve as fronts for laundering money, enabling terrorists to inject their illicit gains into the formal economy, thus obscuring their origins. Detecting and preventing terrorism financing is fraught with challenges. The sophisticated use of the global financial system to move and store funds means that financial trails can be obfuscated through layering and integration tactics. Layering involves creating complex chains of financial transactions that disguise the origin and ownership of funds, while integration refers to the reintroduction of laundered money into the economy through legitimate channels. Informal transfer systems, such as hawala, present particular difficulties. These systems do not rely on the formal banking sector and typically leave no documentary evidence, making it nearly impossible to trace transactions. The decentralized nature of many terrorist organizations further complicates surveillance and enforcement efforts. Cells operating semi-autonomously in different regions may raise and manage their own funds, often blending seamlessly into the local economy. Legal and regulatory disparities between jurisdictions can create loopholes that terrorist financiers exploit. While international standards and norms exist, their implementation varies widely across countries, influenced by local laws, capabilities, and political will. The rapid advancement of technology also poses new challenges. Digital payment systems, cryptocurrencies, and mobile banking offer terrorists new ways to raise, move, and manage funds with increased anonymity and reduced risk of detection. The international community has recognized the need for a coordinated approach to combat terrorism financing. The Financial Action Task Force, FATF, an intergovernmental body, sets standards and promotes effective implementation of legal, regulatory, and operational measures for fighting money laundering, terrorist financing, and other related threats to the integrity of the international financial system. United Nations Security Council resolutions have established legal obligations for member states to freeze terrorist assets, prevent the provision of funds for terrorists, and enhance international cooperation in investigating and prosecuting terrorism financing. Despite these measures, effective implementation remains inconsistent. Enhanced international cooperation and information sharing are crucial, requiring robust legal frameworks and extradition agreements to facilitate cross-border investigative and prosecutorial actions. Looking forward, the fight against terrorism financing will increasingly rely on technology and innovation. Machine learning and artificial intelligence offer promising tools for analyzing vast amounts of financial data to identify patterns indicative of terrorism financing. Governments and financial institutions need to stay ahead of technological developments to close gaps that terrorists might exploit. Public-private partnerships will be vital in these efforts, as banks and other financial institutions have access to critical transactional data that can identify suspicious activities. Training and capacity-building initiatives can enhance the effectiveness of national regulatory and enforcement agencies, ensuring they are equipped to implement international standards and respond swiftly to emerging threats. Terrorism financing is a dynamic threat that continues to evolve as terrorist groups adapt to countermeasures and exploit new technologies. Effective strategies require a multifaceted approach that includes stringent international legal frameworks, cooperative law enforcement efforts, sophisticated financial intelligence capabilities, and ongoing public awareness and education.